I'm still 18 and I'm still in Kenya. I have no capital, no degree, and no connections. What do I do in the next 30 days to increase that M-Pesa balance? In this video, I'm going to walk you through every single step. We're not talking theory here, we're talking execution. What I'd actually do if I were to start again from day zero. My name is Kerry Amani, and in the past 3 months, I've been able to generate over 600,000 shillings from skills I started building when I was a teenager. And during those 3 months, I've also run cohorts where students have gone from zero income to their first paid clients in under 2 weeks using this exact framework I'm about to show you. It's just 4 moves over 4 weeks. This is the system applied to day 1 conditions. Let me break it down. Week 1, clarity. You're auditing what you already have. Week 2, one offer. You package the skills that you've gotten from week 1 and turn them into one clear offer. Week 3, outreach. You take that offer from week 2 and then you tell specific people about it. Week 4, deliver and collect proof. At this stage, you likely have your first paid client, so your focus is building your foundation to ensure the income we make is recurring. By the end of this video, you will have a 30-day plan that you can start today. Let's get into it. The most common mistake students make at the start is going straight into learning. Many students think to make money you have to reinvent the wheel. Learning a crazy new business model, joining that Telegram group for trading signals, and some of you are even considering SIM 2. But I'm here to tell you that in week 1, we will not be learning anything new and no SIM cards will be involved. The wants and needs are strong. I want the weekends in Bali. There's a form every weekend, but my desire does not reflect what is in my M-Pesa balance. You take another short course, you spend 3 weeks watching YouTube tutorials and taking notes, but at the end of the day, you do not have a single shilling from the work you've put in. That is because you're moving backwards and your sequence is all wrong. If I was starting from zero, in week 1, I'm not learning anything new. I am auditing what I already know. And this matters, so make sure you do it properly. Here's the audit. Grab a piece of paper. Write down everything that you can do that has ever been useful to another person. And I'm not just saying the things that you're excellent at. Every single thing that you can do that is useful to another human being. Essay writing, research, explaining complicated things simply, making things look good, talking to people, tutoring mathematics, tutoring social studies, public speaking, graphics design basics, video editing, social media management. I think you get the idea. I want you to write everything. The skill you most often discount is probably the most valuable one. When I ran this audit on myself, I almost didn't write communication and positioning. I'd been doing competitive debate since I was in class 8. By Form 3, I'd won the National Debate Championship. And by Form 4, I'd become the best male speaker in the country. In my prime, I'd spent years helping people structure arguments, write application essays, and position themselves for scholarship opportunities. But because I'd done it so much to the point it became easy for me, I just thought it was something I could do. I didn't really think it was worth that much money. But the audit forced me to write it down. And when I ran these 3 questions against it. 1, would I enjoy doing this for a stranger? 2, could I name 5 types of people that struggle with the problem that I'm solving? And 3, could I produce a real, tangible result within a week? Every answer was yes. And that was the starting point. Once you've done the audit, for the rest of week 1, I want you to have at least 5 conversations with real people. At this stage, we're not trying to sell anything. What we're doing is validating demand. Because if nobody has the problem that you're trying to solve, then nobody is going to pay you. So here's how you should go about it. Talk to 5 people who you think might need your skill or might know someone else who needs your skill. Ask them this simple question. I'm thinking of offering dash skill to help dash type of person solve dash specific problem. Do you know anyone dealing with that? 5 conversations. You're not building a product yet. You're confirming the problem even exists before you invest time in a solution. Now we're in week 2. Based on what you validated in week 1, which again is just a fancy way of saying you proved the problem existed, we want to come up with one offer. Not 5 services, but one offer that solves a specific problem for a specific person at a specific price range. Here's the formula. I help a specific type of person achieve a specific type of result within a specific time frame for a specific price. I know it might be a tongue twister. It might be a tongue twister for some of us with the amount of specifics we have in there, but that is because confusion is one of the biggest enemies of sales. Because if no one knows what they're paying for, no one pays. So let me show you what this sounds like filled in properly. I help Form 4 high school students write scholarship applications that get shortlisted within 72 hours after payment for 5,000 shillings per application. Now compare that with student B, whose offer is, I help you write a better scholarship application. Who's getting that sale? It's obviously going to be student A because they're clear, they're specific, and somebody can easily say yes or no to that immediately. Now I'm going to slightly touch on pricing in this video through a short story because I feel like it's something that students really struggle with. But if you want a more in-depth video that goes into the nitty-gritties of pricing, comment down below. Now the first ever paid session I did was in Form 3 and I can vividly remember it was 10,000 shillings. And the reason I remember that price was because I was about to quote the client 2,000 shillings. It was a professional woman named Liz. She worked in corporate as a data analyst and she had been introduced to me thanks to my mom playing one of my debate YouTube videos in her workplace. And she reached out saying that I spoke really well and she had problems herself with clarity and communication and she wanted public speaking lessons for her and her daughter. Now the more exciting part was the fact that she said that she was willing to pay for the sessions. Now my dumbass was about to charge her 2,000 shillings for 4 sessions. But when my mom heard those words come out of my mouth, she almost slapped me and she told me to quote 20,000. I kid you not. But then again, this being my first engagement, I was in Form 3, naive, and slightly a bit traumatized by my mom's tone. I compromised at 10,000 shillings. And when I sent the WhatsApp message to Liz, the next message she sent to me was, should I send it to M-Pesa or to your bank? First, when someone agrees to your price immediately with no negotiation and you're in Kenya, that means that you have gone way below what the perceived budget was and you're leaving money on the table. The second, and honestly I think the most important lesson, do not price based on what you'd personally pay. Instead, price based on what that problem is worth to your ideal customer. Now, because you're still in week 2 and you're dealing with your first real clients, I'd suggest you price between 3,000 and 10,000 shillings for a specific defined deliverable. And a deliverable basically means what you're going to do to ensure they get their desired result for your first few clients. That price range is low enough that the client doesn't hesitate depending on the strength of your offer, but it's also high enough to force you to actually deliver because the stakes are real. Also, before I forget this, in week 2, set up a basic shop window. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be one clear bio line on your WhatsApp business or your Instagram bio that says what you do and who you help, and one clear post or a few stories on your page that explain the offer that you provide to your ideal customer. For most cases, that's enough to get you going. Again, do not fall for the trap of procrastination dressed in over-preparation. You do not need a whole ass website. You do not need a fully developed logo. What you need at this stage is clarity. Clarity first, everything else follows. In week 3, I'm sending 10 personal messages per day. Every single day. 10 personal messages. And this is the part that most people are afraid of. Telling people you're selling something. There is no way that somebody will give you money if they do not know that there is something that they can buy from you. And it's that simple. You need to tell people you are selling something. Now, here's what a bad outreach message looks like. Hi, I am a social media manager. Are you interested in my services? I always tell people, forget all the frameworks, forget all the sales, forget all the mambo jumbo. Try doing this. Assume that you are in the position of the person you are trying to sell to. If you received a message like that, would you respond? Probably not. That is because a message like that tells you nothing. It gives you nothing to respond to. It gives you nothing to consider. It gives you nothing to look at. But unfortunately, that's how most of us try to do outreach. Here's what a good message looks like instead. And again, it's not perfect because it's still generalized, but it's way better than the last one. So it could be something like this. Amani, I noticed your business posts are solid, but inconsistent. I help businesses like yours post 3 times a week with proper captions and I've been seeing results for clients within the first month. Would it help to see what I do for your page in the first 30 days? As you can see, that is way better. That names a specific problem they have, it hints at a result, and it asks for one specific next step. Not a commitment, not a hire me today, but a simple conversation. And that is how sales begins. 10 messages a day. And I feel like it's important to mentally prepare you before you go into this. This part is going to suck. But the good news is, this is part of the game, and this is how it's always been, especially when you're starting out. And what sets apart the people who win from the people who lose are that the people who win kept on going when the people who lost gave up. It's that simple. Now, from the messages you're sending each day, realistically expect about 2 to 3 responses. And from those responses, expect about 1 real conversation. By the end of the week, you should have at least 1 person who's genuinely interested in the service you're offering, and that one interested person is your first paying client. Now, before we go over to week 4, here are a few things people get wrong in week 3. They send the same message to everyone. You should not send the same message to everyone. That is bad manners. Most business owners are used to this generic AI slop. So when you personalize the first line, they know that you actually took time to look at what they were working with. The other mistake people do is they give up after 3 days because nobody has responded. I have already ranted about this enough in the previous section, but I'm just gonna say this again. 3 days is not enough data to see what's wrong. Keep on going for the full week before you think of adjusting anything. And the final mistake people make, which is a silent conversion killer, is they send the message, they get a response, and they try to close in the same conversation. Mos, which for my English-speaking audience is French for slow it down. So I use this foolish analogy when I'm trying to explain outreach to my sales team. Think of outreach like trying to bag a girl or a guy, for my ladies watching. Imagine you're in school or at a mall somewhere and you see this pretty girl, right? You go up to her, you compliment on her hair, 1 2 1 2, you spit your game and then you ask for a number. Now imagine if you get back home and the first message you send her is, come to my house so that we can have 9.5 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna get a response back. And for most normal people, you don't even consider texting like this. But when it comes to sales, it's like we forget this whole principle. The goal of outreach is not to get paid immediately. The goal of outreach is to get a conversation started. Now we're in our final week 4. By this time, you should already have a client, even if it's only at 3,000 shillings. Week 4 is mainly about 2 things: delivering a real result and then turning that real result into proof. Again, just to keep you up to tabs, delivery basically means actually doing the stuff that you promised before they paid you. So if it's social media management, it's posting those 3 photos. If it's graphics design, it's designing that logo. I think you get the idea. Now, when it comes to delivery, I want you to over-deliver on the first client. Spend more time than is required, do more work than you had scoped. Just make sure you give an amazing result. And this is not because I'm telling you, oh, hard work pays, oh, they'll see this, or they'll see that. It's none of that. But it's because the goal of the first few clients is not to bag that 5,000 shillings or that 8,000 shillings. The goal is to get that testimonial, that screenshot, that result that you can show the next person, justifying an increase in your price. Your first client is buying a result. You are buying proof of concept. So how do you go about this? This was really valuable to work on. Would you be willing to send me a short voice note or a message about what changed for you? I'm building my portfolio and it would mean a lot if you gave me this feedback. Most people, if you ask nicely, are going to say yes. So the key is to ask clearly and to ask when the result is still fresh. Why? It's literally the difference between someone wondering, can this person actually do what they say they can do? Versus seeing the answer right there from a customer who was asking themselves the same questions. Believe it or not, that testimonial is what removes doubt for every future client. If you made sure to follow every step that I gave you in this video, by the end of week 4, you have something that most students never get to. 1 paying client, 1 real testimonial, 1 offer you've tested on a real person, 1 process you've run at least once, and most importantly, real confidence. Not the kind that comes from motivational content on TikTok, but the kind that comes from actually having done it. By the end of week 4, that is your foundation. You're not starting anymore, you're simply scaling. Real confidence comes from proof, not motivation. That is the 30-day playbook. Week 1, clarity. Week 2, 1 offer. Week 3, outreach. And finally, week 4, deliver and collect proof. This is the real version. This is the one that you can actually start executing today. If you want the full structured system with more depth than what I can cover in 1 video, that is the sales templates, the scripts, and the exact offer formula. I made a digital product for this exact reason. It takes you through every stage, step by step. It's just my way of giving you value beyond what you can do in the YouTube videos. So if you're interested, you can check one of the links in the description below. But beyond that, if you want to run this with other students who are at the same starting point, I run a WhatsApp community which is free, active, and is also in the description down below. Right, make sure to subscribe, turn on the post notifications, comment where you are right now. If you're in week 1, if you're starting out, if maybe you're in a later stage. I read all the comments and it allows me to build the next videos to actually be helpful. If you have anything that didn't make sense or something else you want me to talk about, you can leave that down in the comments as well.